Ooh, welcome to Taz Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Today is July the 11th, 2024. We're getting closer to WWE's 2K24's next DLC, the Pat McAfee one and his friends. Not a big fan of that. I would like to play as Pat McAfee, but I don't want to play as the other guys. I don't know. But maybe I will. I don't know. I play mostly everybody. If the universe, mostly I play universe mode. I don't play exhibition. If the universe mode says they have a match, I will play as them. That's the only time I play as anyone. Somebody I don't want to play. I play as Bad Bunny. I play as Post Malone. So yeah, the Headbangers not yet. They haven't shown up on my universe mode yet. I put them on there. They're on the brand. We have so many people in the brand, okay? I'm trying to make different shows, but it's not really helping. But yeah, that's how we're doing. We got some updates here, ladies and gentlemen. Motorcycle Machine Guns might be in WWE. Coolio. We don't know they actually signed a contract, but ladies and gentlemen, somebody actually signed a contract. And they made it official by Shawn Michaels putting it on his Twitter. Saying, welcome to the WWE family, to that Stephanie girl, Bakar? The one that faced Mercedes Moné at Forbidden Door. She's coming to the WWE, and she's coming to the NXT. We still don't know about Julia, but that would be cool to see as well, that she joins NXT. But Shawn Michaels put it on Twitter that Stephanie Bakar may just sign. Ladies and gentlemen, I even checked it. I'm trying to make it confirm that Shawn actually put it on Twitter. Not somebody just, they Photoshop it. No, I went on Twitter. I went on Shawn Michaels, and he did say it, that Stephanie, I can't say her last name, but Stephanie is now part of the WWE roster. Well, the NXT roster. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty cool to see. We got some AEW talk about. I'm sorry about my brother. He's acting weird right now. But we got AEW to talk about. We got some matches for All In. And we have an International Championship match next week. So, ladies and gentlemen, and we had a long opening match. So, that's why we only have like 4 matches for this show, because we had a long opening match for the Owen Hart Cup. So I don't know why we had that much, and we had 2 long segments as well. So Darby Allin looked like he made his return again, because he made his return before to get to the Double or Nothing match, but looks like he might be in the Blood and Guts match on Team AEW, because he looks like he still has a problem with the Elite when he attacked Brandon Cutler. I feel sorry for Brandon Cutler, but what has he done in his dang career? Like, seriously, what's the point of signing him? Oh, my God. And I believe AEW signed Monse and Mansoor. I know they were on Ring of Honor. They had, like, a video package. I don't know if they had a match yet. But they had a video package of Monse and Mansoor, so that's cool for them on Ring of Honor. I don't know if they would be on AEW. Darby Allin made his return. We didn't get a lot of interviews. Here. We got some video package for the Owen Hart thing and all that stuff. I didn't understand the Enforcer stuff with Jeff Jarrett being the Enforcer for the Bryan Danielson versus Hangman Adam Page in the finals of the tournament. I don't understand that. I understand he got beat the living hell out of from Hangman Adam Page, but why is he the Enforcer? I didn't really understand that, but... So first, we had Will Ospreay coming out. He talked about what MJF did to Daniel Garcia and all that stuff. It sounded like MJF called out Will Ospreay, but he wasn't there. And Will Ospreay called out MJF. His music hit, but he didn't show up. He was on the Titantron, and he says, you want to fight me? He's not going to fight in front of Calgary and all that stuff. They don't deserve me. Like every heel says, that they don't deserve to have the greatness. All that stuff. And he says, how about on the 250 episode of AEW Dynamite next week, you defend your international championship against me? MJF versus Will Ospreay will happen at next week. And guess what? We found a number contender for international championship. It sounds like Will Ospreay's going to retain. It sounds like it. Because we already found a number contender. I thought MJF will have a title shots. Like something going to happen in this match next week. And for MJF to get a rematch. But they had a 4-way match to become the number contender to the international championship. So, I guess this is like a little rivalry until they get to London. Because that's in August and we're only in July right now still. So they had to do some things. Ladies and gentlemen, Will Ospreay, and then all that happened, nobody attacked, and Will Ospreay accepted the match. And then we had Bryan Danielson versus Adam Page with the Enforcer, Jeff Jarrett. I thought it was a pretty decent match, but it was long. Very long. And Bryan Danielson was busted open, and then his blood got dried up, and then he busted open again. But the sad part is that what Mr. Adam Page did to Bryan Danielson, he did a 2-stone power driver outside the ring. And it looked like Bryan Danielson couldn't wrestle. He couldn't go back in the ring. Even Jeff Jarrett went to check on him and all that stuff. But the referee got knocked out, and you saw Jeff Jarrett because there's a belt around the neck of Bryan Danielson from Hangman because he thought it was a no disqualification now because the referee is knocked out. And then here comes Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett got in the face of Hangman on a Page. Page shoved Jeff Jarrett, and Jeff Jarrett just took his shirt off, and he was wearing a referee shirt. And he was refereeing the rest of the match. And the winner of that match and going to London to verse Swerve Strickland, because that's how who wins this tournament will get a title shot. Bryan Danielson gets the win, and Lady Joni gets the Owen Hart belt, the championship belt. Dr. Martha, the wife of Owen Hart, came out to congrats Bryan Danielson. So Bryan Danielson will be going to All In to versus Swerve Strickland. And then Sir Strickland came out. He talked about the Elite, he talked about Bryan Danielson, he talked about Blood and Guts. And ladies and gentlemen, he will be on Team AEW in the Blood and Guts match. He's going to be the team leader because he's the AEW World Champion. That's what he says. And he says that he wants a match with Okada, and that's what we're going to get next week. Champion versus champion. Okada versus the World Champion. Nothing really happened in there. Nobody attacked him and all that stuff. Bryan Danielson didn't come and face-to-face with him. So we will see what happens in the coming weeks. Will it be a good story between Swerve Strickland and Bryan Danielson? It sounds like there's a story between Nigel McGuinness and Bryan Danielson, I guess from Ring of Honor, I guess. I don't know, I haven't watched Ring of Honor. I still don't watch Ring of Honor. But yeah, that's interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Taz was there, but he got kicked out because of Chris Jericho again. And Chris Jericho had a match, so Taz was not allowed to be in there. And remember what Chris Jericho did to Hook, put Fireball in his face. You think Taz is going to let that go? I don't think so. So that's why Taz was kicked out. But Renee was trying to do her interview with Hangman. Hangman just walked past Renee, and then he knocked. Renee asked for respect for what she's doing, trying to do her job. But Hangman just looked at her and starts knocking on the door, the Elite's office door. Okada came out and says, "Can I help you?" Hangman doesn't want to talk to him. He says he didn't say anything. He was trying to walk in the office, but Okada didn't let him in. And then the Jacksons came out, and Adam Page says, "I will do it." I guess he's going to be part of Team AEW. I mean, Elites on Blood and Guts. So they have everybody, right? They have everybody. They have their whole team. Team AEW doesn't have the whole team because it's supposed to be 5-on-5, and the Elite has their 5. Okada, the Young Bucks, that's 2. Jack Perry and now Adam Page. AEW has Mark Briscoe and Swerve Strickland. Did I miss somebody? Maybe Kyle O'Reilly. I don't know if he's in it or not. But yeah, that's going to be interesting to see in the Blood and Guts. And then we had Chris Jericho versus Samoa Joe in a street fight, and it was not easy for Samoa Joe. It was Chris Jericho got a bag of horseshoes. Last time it was hockey pucks. Now it was horseshoes, but they fought outside the ring. They fought in the backstage, and then Big Bill, being a creepy boy, was creeping in a room. You saw the door was a little cracked open, and you see the eyes of Big Bill. And when Samoa Joe tried to do his choke, Big Bill came out with a chair and whacked him. And then Brian Keith came out and started attacking Samoa Joe. And then Chris Jericho hit him with a belt, with the buckle of the belt. And then Big Bill, I don't know, he could... I'm not saying it's a bad chokeslam from Big Bill. I think it was because where he was doing the chokeslam. He did a chokeslam on top of the forklift. Like, this thing was up, and he had to chokeslam him on it. So, you can't put him high up and chokeslam him on it, because he will break it. So they put him on a forklift with a pallet, and Chris Jericho drove the forklift into the wall. So the match was Samoa Joe can't wrestle again. He couldn't get back up, so Chris Jericho won the match. And Samoa Joe was laying there in a broken wall. He drove the whole forklift into the wall, and you saw Colt Cabana. Everybody is asking what is wrong with Chris Jericho and all that stuff. Samoa Joe got rushed into the ambulance, and you saw Chris Jericho saying, "Bye, Joe." He says the hi thing, and now he says, "Bye, Joe." So he's hurting everybody. What's going to happen now? I don't know what happened to Shibata. Did he get injured? Maybe during that 6-man tag team match or something. But I don't remember... Or a tag team, I don't know which one it was. The last week match. I don't know if he got injured because he didn't show up. He didn't help Samoa Joe. And we all know what happened to Hook, but what happened to Shibata? I have no idea. Then we have the fatal 4-way match become the no-one contender to the International Championship. We got Pac versus Claudio Castagnoli versus Kyle Fletcher versus Ishii. I thought it was a pretty decent match. Pretty decent for these guys. But the winner of that match and will be facing whoever wins next week, Will Ospreay or MJF. The winner of that match was Pac, and he's going to the International, and he said some words. He's saying he had since he made his return, he wasn't having a lot of wins, and I don't know what he was trying to say there, but okay. He got a big win. He's going for the title at London. And then we have Mariah May versus Will Nightingale. It was an okay match. This was the finals of the Owen Hart to find out who will be facing Toni Storm for the AEW Women's World Championship at All In. And it was an okay match, and then Willow was about to win it until a guy came out in a hoodie and started grabbing Willow. Willow won't let go of the guy either. And then Chris Statlander just did a kick in the head to Will Nightingale, and the hooded guy was struck halfway. And then Mariah May gets the win and will be going for the title against Toni Storm. And ladies and gentlemen, Toni was happy, but Mariah May attacked Toni Storm. She threw Luther off the stage into a table, and she started beating Toni Storm up with a shoe. And she was busted open, and she gave her a kiss on her bloody face. But ladies and gentlemen, Mariah May, I don't know if she turned heel. I guess so. But she betrayed Toni Storm, and she gets a title shot against Toni Storm. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens between those two and how this story is going to be happening. I'm hoping we get good stories. Mercedes had a celebration. I wasn't a big fan of this whole segment. She said a whole bunch of things. She talked about Britt Baker. She had security and all that stuff. She did her toast. And then Britt Baker came out. She attacked the two security. She had extra security guards, and she attacked two guys. And then she ran past a big pile of security. They're not really good at their security jobs if they're just going to do that. Freaking, you saw what Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens had to do when there was security attacking them. They attacked every single one of them. But you just see Britt Baker punch one in the face, super kick the other one, and she run past like a group of guys on the right side and a group of guys on the left side. They just let her go. So maybe because Mercedes ran away and went to the audience. Maybe that's why maybe that's why they let her go. I have no idea. But ladies and gentlemen, I am excited for NXT next week. We get to see the Rascals. We might see the Rascals, all three of them. I like the OG Rascals. I'm okay with Myron Reed, but the OG Rascals, Trey Miguel, Zachary Wentz, and Wesley, I'm happy for. They're going to be in the match next week on NXT. Zachary Wentz will have a match with Charlie Dempsey tomorrow night. Wesley might come back to TNA for one night only. I can't wait to see what happens in this thing. What's going to happen with Joe Hendry? Will he get a shot of a title in NXT? That would be a big thing, guys. And we heard that they're bringing back NXT No Mercy in September. That's pretty cool. I think they did it last year. I don't know why everybody went crazy about this one this year when they're doing it next year. So, they're trying to make more NXT to have more PLEs. That's great for them. That they could stop doing some of their special shows in the Performance Center when they could do it in big arenas like the Scotiabank in Toronto. So, yeah, I'm happy for that, but NXT needs it. NXT needs it big time. Just like Raw and SmackDown has their PLEs, NXT should have theirs. I'm happy that NXT, when they're doing their PLEs, some of their PLEs is not with the same weekend as the Raw and SmackDown's PLEs. Because back in the day with the black and gold NXT takeovers, it's always on the same weekend as a PLE of Raw and SmackDown. But it's only for the big top pay-per-views like the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, or Survivor Series, Money in the Bank. Now they could have their own PLEs that doesn't have to be the same weekend as the main roster's PLE. That's I'm happy for. I don't think there's a PLE on September 1st on that weekend. I don't think so. Is there? Is Bash of the Burren in there, or that's a different weekend? I have no idea. But ladies and gentlemen, if you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button. It was an okay AEW episode. It wasn't crazy. It wasn't that much excitement because they're just getting ready for All In. I wish it was less long segments and less big, long match. I understand it's a big match because it's Hangman versus Bryan Danielson. They already had their match, and then they're going to do it again. It doesn't have to be that long. Like, seriously, it didn't have to be. It didn't have to feel like a pay-per-view match on a 2-hour show. You have a 2-hour show. You have other wrestlers to show what they have and what they could do in the ring. You want... People say AEW has great wrestling. Yes, they do. They have great dream matches. But they're not showing the showcase of other wrestlers. NXT had more matches than segments this week. And they had some guys that never been in WWE or made the return. People that they want to see. That the fans want to see. People want to see some people in AEW to be included in AEW. But you're putting long matches and long segments where they can't get their chance. Like, seriously, there's some wrestlers that I would love to see on AEW, but I have to see Bryan Danielson and Hangman Adam Page wrestle almost for an hour, and I had to hear Will Ospreay almost 20 or 30 minutes talking about MJF. Like, seriously, it's not really exciting if I had to see the same match almost for an hour. That's why I don't like Iron Man matches, because it's like seeing the same match for hours. I do not want to see the same match for hours. I want to see other wrestling matches. That's what I like. That's what I want to see. That's what sometimes it's good to have quick matches. That's why WWE does it. That's why TNA does it. They have quick matches because I want to see other matches. There's some great long matches, but like I said, I want to see other matches. Other competitors getting opportunities to be on TV. Yeah, they have it on Rampage. They could be on Collusion, but they don't be on those days. So, yeah, I'm not trying to be mean about AEW, but it's a 2-hour show. It's not like Monday Night Raw where you could have long matches and you have 3 hours and you could do that long match. You have a 2-hour show and you had a long segment, and after the long segment, you had the long match. When you only have a 2-hour show, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why you have the two things that's going to be long be part of the first hour? The first hour should be all of the matches that's not main event material right now. Like, seriously, they shouldn't have that. That should be the main event if it's going to be a long match. That should be the main event. Oh boy. I think the Owen Hart's women's tournament was a little more shorter than the men's. So why wouldn't you put that match first and put the Bryan Danielson and Hangman the main event? If you're going to make it like a main event, but you put on the first match. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm trying to say. But that's all for today. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, leave a comment below, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I will see you guys Friday morning for TNA results. Sorry for my brother yelling, but that's all for today. Bye.